back, and as you can see, we bought a house. Just to address anyone that was here before, I know I've been gone a while, like over a year. It's when I was pregnant with my second daughter that things kind of tapered off and just didn't have the energy to make stuff, and then having a newborn is crazy, so yeah. Also adjusting to 2 kids. But I think I'm back. We shall see. So quick recap of what has happened. I had my second daughter. About a month later, we decided to list our condo for sale, and we moved in with my parents. We've been living there for 8 months, and we found a house in September, and we have been remodeling, mostly my husband, every weekend since September. It has been slow, but then his dad came down from Alaska to help him, and they knocked it out, and now we're good. My goal was to move in before Christmas, so we're barely making it by 2 weeks. I'm not sure when you're gonna see this video, but yeah, we are moving in a couple of days, which is very exciting, and I would like to incorporate not only craft stuff into this channel, but also house stuff. So if you're interested in that, here we go. We didn't think we were going to be able to afford to stay in Utah because it has gotten very expensive. So I had a trip booked out to move to, or to go visit Ohio and see if we liked Ohio, because my husband's job could transfer there. We were considering Tennessee, but my aunts are realtors, and they found this crazy assumable loan that they have not seen, like barely, I think, one other time in their whole career. And what that means, not to bore you with all of the logistics and stuff, but this is literally the only way we could afford to stay here. You assume the other person's loan. We still got 3% interest, which is crazy, but we also had to take on their solar loan, which is a total scam. They bought 45 grand in solar, and it's just, so we got this house, and it is gross. Yes. I also don't think this house was worth what we bought it for, but here we are. Almost $500,000 for a cat-bee house. Yeah. So anyway, we did the walkthrough. I will put in some videos of the original state of it. It looks a lot better than it was. It had cat pee, smelly, really gross. All the carpet needed to be ripped out. Linoleum floor in the kitchen looks okay, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna have babies that are crawling and like always on the ground on this. So all the floor had to come out, but we could see the potential. It also had a basement with a separate unit with a kitchen and laundry hookups in the basement, which is another reason that we could afford to stay here, because we put my brother-in-law in the basement and he is now paying us rent, so thank you. It also has a detached garage, which is massive, 2-car garage. It has an upstairs in the garage, which we're gonna eventually put my husband's office, but with me also working full-time still, he's gonna be in the house with me to manage the children because we both work from home. The garage is cool, except whoever built it, they just kind of made it up. They did not do things the way they were supposed to or according to code, and the roof has sunk about 7 inches. There's risk of it collapsing, so that is one of the first big ticket items we are saving for, is a new roof, or to get that reframed and to not have it fall down on someone. Really cool space up in the garage. Also, our style for this house is going to be mid-century modern. That is my husband's love, and I like it too, but I don't feel like I have as good an eye for that style, so just wait, you'll see the process unfold. We have lots of plans. The yard has been a different beast. It is a really small yard, but as you can see, a weed patch of a mess, and my dad actually offered to help with the landscaping, and that would have literally taken us so long to save up for. He also got us a new fence because the fence was not great, and that would have also taken us a really long time to save up for. So we are forever indebted to my dad. So the first phase of the remodel, immediately when my husband got up there in the house, we got the keys, he ripped up the carpet, and to his surprise, he found hardwood floor. Original hardwood floor. It needed some love, but it was in
the family room, hallway, and 2 of the bedrooms. The issue is the original owner built on to the back of the house and he moved one of the rooms to be bigger. So in one of the rooms, only half of it had hardwood in it. It also had these weird covers, like metal covers for where old vents used to be. And in one of the bedrooms, there used to be another wall. And so they had a section going the opposite direction of the hardwood where that wall used to be. We had 3 different flooring people come look at it and say, is this salvageable? Because we love hardwood. I prefer hardwood over anything, and original hardwood is like amazing. We could not afford that in our budget to put it in the whole house, but if we could refurbish it, it would save us a lot. They said no, it is not possible. And unfortunately, we did not get those opinions before getting to work. I only went up to help, honestly, one time, and I had a baby strapped to me the whole time, and it was just an absolute mess. We pulled probably 9,000 staples out of the floor. We did straight, like 10 hours of staple pulling after pulling that carpet up, and all for them to say it was not salvageable and we had to cover it with carpet. And I still want to cry thinking about that. So do not get mad at me. I don't know if it was possible. I'm not a construction person. They all said it was not possible. My husband thought, I don't know, but we really didn't have time to like mess around with it. Maybe one day when we have more money or whatever, we will rip the carpet back up and we'll figure that out. But as for now, we put some carpet in those rooms. Also a mess with that is we went through Home Depot. We wanted this burgundy carpet. Don't worry, you'll see the vision later. Unless you like the white aesthetic, you will not see the vision. The carpet guy installed the carpet and failed to tell us that it was bleeding on everything. Red getting all over his clothes. So when we finally made it back up to the house, because it's an hour from where we're living, my husband walked on the carpet one time and was like, my socks are red. This carpet is bad. So luckily we weren't in a hurry to move in or anything, and that wasn't the last thing to be done. It was almost one of the first things to be done. So we had to fight with Home Depot and the manufacturers on getting us new carpet and getting it installed and having them pay for it because it was not our fault and we didn't have any more in the budget to get totally new carpet, you know? That's over with. The carpet's fine now. It does look a little less vibrant than the first time, but I don't care because I don't want it bleeding on people's clothes. So the hardwood in the family room and the hallway was salvageable. My husband worked to fill the gaps. There were lots of dings for some reason, lots of paint. The prior owners, I guess, just went crazy with painting their walls and didn't care about the floor because they were going to cover it. And so we had to sand it. He stained it. I tried to help a couple weekends in addition, and I just kept doing things wrong. So I thought, I'm done with this. I'm really not the handy one, and I wish we could have gotten more content of all of this, but we were just trying to like kind of hurry, and I was the child watcher. I watched the kids every time he was working at the house, so I couldn't get any content, but I'm doing my best to fill you guys in. Kitchen wise, we wanted that linoleum out, so we ripped that up, ripped up the subfloor, and lo and behold, underneath was the coolest linoleum that prior owners had put in. This house is originally from 1967, and I really wish I could have seen their style and it all put together. We really liked this linoleum they picked, but obviously it was not salvageable because there was so much glue and crap under there. We originally decided to put like a gray tile in there, and I'm so glad that we changed our minds because I hate gray. I would pick white over gray, but we were just going for cheap, unfortunately, and last minute we changed our minds and we went for a brown and white checkerboard, which I was a little apprehensive of because I think if everything in your house is like super crazy and stylized, then it can look tacky. Like some things need to be neutral, but I am so glad we went with that. My husband really does have the eye for design, which I don't know if he's gonna be embarrassed that I share that, but I think it's cool. Just barely last week, his dad helped him. He came down for a whole week and his brother, and they laid tile. and from what I hear, it was just not fun at all. My husband said he would rather do anything else in the world than be a tile person because it is just not fun. Kneeling, the plaster, all the measuring, and he's like, no. So this unfortunately is the second floor that he has done in our condo. He redid the floor for me right before we got married, and he's like, I will not be doing that. If we get a third house, I'm not doing the floor. We are hiring it out. I don't blame him. We have one more room, the laundry room, to finish up the tile, but it's like move-in ready enough, so we're just going forward with moving in. And then we had a painter come in because I absolutely despise painting. We painted our condo a couple of times, and it's just, it takes so long when you don't have a sprayer, and yeah, I was like, no, we're not doing that. So he just painted it white as like a good base coat for everything, and I think it looks great. So we do have a lot of plans going forward, and when I give you an empty house tour, because I'm going to go clean in a couple of days, I will show you some ideas that we have. But we still have tons of work to do on this house. If you like house stuff, subscribe. I'm really glad that we don't have to worry about the basement right now, because we just put a couple of rooms new carpet and like the rooms new paint, but we didn't have the budget to like worry about the basement, and my brother-in-law doesn't care as much as I do with like living in a newer place, or like not gross, I guess. I guess I'm more high maintenance in that way. I will still give you a little tour of, I went and cleaned the basement before he moved in, and I'll give you a little tour of the video that I sent to my husband. We're very excited. I hope you guys like house stuff, because I'm gonna try my best to capture all of the projects, even though my husband's gonna be the one doing the majority of it. He said that he would help me get footage and things, because I think it's really exciting. That is my very long-winded explanation of where I've been and things to come. There's still gonna be scattered in here sewing, crochet on the months or weeks that we don't have a project going on at the house. You guys, we're not rolling in the dough here. And a $3 skein of yarn is much cheaper than some of these projects are going to be. So thanks for still being subscribed and for watching. I love you guys, and I am so excited to share with you all of our adventures of our new house. Bye.